Okay, so we're gonna with section 8.3, part 2. In here, I'm gonna show you how to finding the product of two matrices. In order to do the product of two matrices, you need to have requirement that two matrices need to have the same inner dimension. What does that mean? For example, if you have matrix A with the dimension is 1/3, matrix B is 3/2. So in this case, you have two inner dimensions is the same, right? So the outer dimension is the two is 1 and 2 out here. You see that? Let me show you. Okay, so here's 1 and 2 is outer, right? So you don't need the outer equal each other. You need the inner dimension equal each other. So let's do an example. Let's say A is 1, 2, 2, 3, and I want to multiply with 2, 3, 1, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the first equation here, let's say here's A and here's B, has dimension as 2/2, right? 2 by 2 column. What about the B? I have 2 row by 3 column, right? So yes, you can have the answer for you can do the product between A and B. What about if I have like say 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, something like that. It is A, and here is actually, you know what? I can just use the same equation, the same matrix above. This is B, right? 2, 3, 1 multiply with 1, 2, 2, 3. So this is like another way, like B first and A is after B, right? So in this case, you can see that B is having 2/3, and A is 2/2. But look, the inner are not the same dimension. Inner dimension is not the same, and not the same. So undefined. You cannot do this. Okay. So that is a requirement for you to do the product between two matrices. Let's come back with the problem from 8.3 here. So we have table below represent the equipment need of two soccer teams. We are also given the price of the equipment. What is the total cost of equipment for each of the team? Okay, so down here, oops, oh my goodness, wait a second, 8.3, all right, sorry, sometimes it's crazy. All right, here we go. So if you want to do by hand, you can just say, oh, total. So total cost for um, for say wheel cut. You're gonna take 6 go here multiplied by 300, right? 6 multiplied by 100, and then plus with 30 multiplied by 10, and then 14 multiplied by 30 plus 14 multiplied by 30, right? Because say you know that each goes we have $300, right? See that? Oh, why I put 100 here? It's be 300. All right. So you need multiply by 300, and then X bars will cost will get $10 of multiply by 10, and X jerseys will get $30. So 14 multiplied by 30. Okay. So that will give you use a calculator. What are you gonna have? So 6 times 300 plus 30 times 10 plus 14 times 30, and I'm gonna have 2520. 2520 gonna be the answer for wheel cat. What about for the mud cat? Mud cats. Okay, so let me use other color. Okay, so mud cat, you have 10 goals. So each one is 300. So 10 times 300, and then you plus with 24, you multiply by 10, and then plus with 20, you multiply by 30. We're gonna give you, so 3000 plus 24, 0 plus 600. So you're gonna have 3840. Okay, so that is a way it used by hand without using a matrix. What if you apply the product rule in the matrix for these problems? So let's say matrix for equipment will be E equal to 6, 10, 30, 24, 14, 20. That's going to be what's that? 3 rows by 2 columns. And then the matrix for the price, or for the price will be C's 310, 30. So it will be 1 row by 3 column, right? Okay, so you can see that if you apply matrix product between this matrix, if you say like E multiplied by C, then you will get 3 by 2 multiplied by 1 by 3, which means the inner is not the same. The inner dimension are not the same. right? So you can see uh, number 2 here and number 1 here, not the same, right? So you can say undefined for using E multiply C. What if you multiply C, you use C multiplied by E, so you have like 1 by 3 multiplied by 3 by 2. Then you can see the inner dimension now, they are the same, right? So 3 here, 3 here, same, right? So you can have the product of this. Okay, now let's go ahead and try it. Try to do the product or try to do the multiply matrix in this case. So let me use this one. Okay. Okay, so I have again I have the product of two matrix should be CE and because C is 1 by 3, 1 by 3. Oh my goodness. Maybe I make it bigger. So 1 by 3, and then E is equal the matrix with 3 by 1, and so we can do the product between two this matrix. So step 1, to obtain the entries in row 1. Now, actually, um, um, the entry is will be the matrix CE. We're gonna be the in the dimension as the outer, the dimension of the outer. What does that mean? You're gonna take the dimension outer is 1 by 1. So this will give you the dimension of the C by E will be a C multiplied by E going to be 1 by 1. So so we will have, oh wait, 1 by 2, sorry. E is 2, 3 by 2, sorry. 3 row and 2 column. So I have C times E going to be 1 row and 2 column. Okay, 1 row and 2 column. So I have here the matrix of C. So the first entry I say is row number entry 1 in the first row and the first column, and the second one gonna be first row and second column. Okay, so next go to step 1. In order to obtain entry in row 1 column 1, which is A11, you need to multiply the first row in C. What is the first row in C? Okay. So let's take a look at C times E, right? Okay. So C is 310, 30, and then E is what is that? E is 6, 30, 14, and 10, 24, 20. Okay. So now we can have A11. So, oh, sorry, C times E will be A11 and A12, right? So now I want to find A11. A11 will be multiply the first row in C. I have only one row, right? So by the first column in E. So what does that mean? I take this one, I multiply by 6. So 300 multiply by 6. And then I add 10 multiply by 30, right? See that? Multiply the first row in C first row by the first column in E, first column in E. Here's the first column, right? And then add, right? See that? So 300 times 6, 10 times 30 plus 30 times 40. So that is give me what? Is give me 2520. 2520. And then the second one, let me rewrite C in here. 300, 10, 30, and then E also. 6, 30, 14, 10, 24, 20. And now we have A11, A12, right? So before we did try to find A11, now we find A12. Okay, so A12, what is that gonna be? A12 will be first row of C, which is only one row, right? Multiply by second column in E, second column in E, right? So and add. So that means what? 300 multiply by 10, add with 10 multiplied by 24, right? Let me label for you. So first one here, 10 at 24 plus 30 at 20. All right. So now, what do you have? 3,000 plus 240 plus 600. And that will give you 3. Let me put that, move that. That will give you 3840. Yeah. So 812 3840, right? Let me circle this, circle this. So now you can have the matrix of CE gonna be A11, A12, which is CE will be A1 is 2520 and 3840. Gonna be the matrix matrix of cost. So we have two value for one for and for cat wheel and a wheel cat, and one for mud cat. Okay, so you maybe had to add those page right now in the other paper. because in the notes doesn't have that. I just make it by myself. So okay, so let's move to the example number 6, and we're gonna try to practice on multiplication for matrix here. Okay, so firstly, I have a matrix A is let's see the dimension of this. We have 2 rows by 3 columns, and we have B is 3 row by 2 columns, right? So so you see that if I use A times B, um, A times B, which 2 by 3 and 3 by 2, that should be okay, because you're gonna have the same inner, and also for the product matrix, you will have 2 by 2, because the outer dimension is 2 and 2. Okay, so let's try to write it for the A times B. So I have, let's write as -1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 5 is for A, and I multiply it by 5, -1, -4, 0, 2, 3. Okay. Now the matrix will be, so remember that I'm going to use the first row of the first matrix multiplied for the first column of the second matrix, and then I'm going to get A11, right? So A11 will be what is that? -1. Maybe I'm gonna write down A11 here. A11 gonna be equal to -1 multiplied by 5, right? Maybe I'm gonna show you. Multiply by 5, right? And then 2 add with 2 multiplied by -4. And then add with 3 multiplied by 2. 3 multiplied by 2. That is for the first for the entry from the first column and first row and first column of the product matrix. What about if I want to find a first row and second column? Okay. So I will have, I'm not sure if I have enough space. I want to, okay. So A12 will be, clean that up. A12 will be the first row, but now I will multiply by the second column. First row of the first matrix, I'm going to multiply by the second matrix, a second column of the matrix 2. So -1 multiply by -1, and I add with 2 multiply by 0, and I add with 3 multiply by 3. Okay. That is for the entry in the first row and the second column. What about the entries in the second column and the first row at the product matrix? So A21. I'm gonna have, now I don't want to use the first row anymore of the first equation. I will use the second row. So 4 times 5. 4 times 5 plus with 0 times -4. 0 times -4. And then 5 times 2. 5 times 2. And the last entry is going to be the A22, which means this the entry in the second row and second column. So that will give you, clean this up, not this column anymore. And now I'm going to use 4 times -1, right? 4 times -1 plus 0 times 0, which is just 0, plus with 5 times 3. 5 times 3. Okay. Now I'm gonna simplify everything, and I'm gonna have A1 will be what? You can use a calculator. I have -5 plus. Let me use my calculator to make sure. So I have -5 minus 8, and then plus with 6. I have -7. -7. And then I have the second is 1 plus 0 plus 6 gonna be 7, and 4 to 5 is 20 plus 0 plus 10 gonna be 30, and the last one gonna be -4 plus 0 plus 15 gonna be 11, and that will be A times B, and that will be the answer for product A times B. So I'm gonna circle it. Okay. Let me check to make sure. So first one is -7. Second one is 1 plus 0 plus 9. Oh, this is 10. Okay, so sorry, this one's be 10. Yeah. And the second one is 30. Yep. For last one gonna be 11. Okay. So everything now is good. And the answer should be -7, 10, 30, 11. Okay. Now let 5 B times A. Usually you're gonna think that's okay. We usually think that A times B will be equal to B times A, right? But in matrices, this rule is not correct. Okay, so let's see. So we have B was 3/2, and A is 2/3. So if you check for the inner, they are the same. So you can you can have the product between B and A, right? But for the dimension of B times A will be the outer which is 2 by 3. Okay, so now actually I can rewrite it as like A11, A12, A13, right? Because these have like 2 row and 3 column. And then A21, A22, and A23. Something like that. Okay. So let's write out. We know that B was 5, -4, 2, -1, 0, and 3. And A is -1, 2, and 3, and then 4, 0, and 5. Okay, so you can have take 5 here. The first one, A11 will be 5. First row multiplied by first column, right? 5 times -1 plus with what? -1 times 4, right? Okay, so that is A11. What about A12? So you still want to use first row of the first matrix, but now you multiply by the second column. So I have 5 times 2, right? And then -1 times 0. Plus with -1 times 0. And now the last one, the entry in the first row and third column will be A13 will be let's just gonna clean up this, and now I have 5 times 3, 5 times 3 plus with -1 times 5. Oh, -1 times 5. Okay. Make sure don't make any mistake. Okay, A21. Now I clean up this stuff and move to the second row of the first matrix. Okay. Oops. Let me see. Second row. Oh. Let me see. B was 2 by 2. Why I put B is 3 by 3 by 2. Sorry. So B is 3 by 2. So this should be 3 by 3. B should be 3 by 3. Okay. A1, A32, and A33. I need to have one more row. Okay. So let's move up this a little bit. A21 will be what? The second row here. Now I need to use that to multiply by each column, right? The first one is going to be second row, first column, -4, going to multiply by -1, and adding 0, multiply by 4. A22 will be what? Second row and second column. So -4 times 2, and then plus with 0 times 0. A23, second row and third column. Third column for the second digits. So I have -4. I multiply by 3, add with 0 times 5. Okay. So I'm done with the second row. Let's move to the third row. A31. What is that gonna be? 2 times -1, and then 3 times 4, right? And then I'm done with the first column. Now we move to the A32. So 2 times 2 plus 3 times 0. Done with that. So A33 will be 2 times 3 plus with 3 times 5. Okay. So look, everything look good now. Okay, so now I can just will down here even if I have enough space. Okay, I have no more space. But I will just wanna make A11 is so BA equal to A11 will be use a calculator. We're gonna have -5 minus 4 will be -9. So -9, and then 10 for the second one, and then 15 plus 95 would mean 10 again, and then second row will be 4, and then -8, and then -12, and then -2 plus 12 gonna be 10, and then 4, 6 plus 15, 21. So this will be 21. This before. Okay, so this should be the answer for product P and A. And as you can see that, notice that A times B is not equal to B times A in matrices. Okay. So we're done session 8.3. And I'm gonna see you in the session.